So if we take the example of Cosmopolitan, we could look at Cosmopolitan right the way across MS1 for the different areas that teachers need to be looking at with their students.
I think that's a very good point, and it's the point we've tried to reinforce over the period of the specification, that you can take a very rich text like a front cover of a magazine and actually use it to to consider a lot of the areas that we've talked about today. Obviously it's hugely rich in terms of textual analysis. It allows students to develop their media vocabulary in relation to the sorts of media terms you would associate with analysing a front page. But there are notions of representation of gender. Interestingly, in Cosmopolitan, men are always represented as a sort of route to happiness, as something that you should attain, emphasise very much on sex rather than relationship. There's issues of body image in Cosmopolitan as well, in terms of how that's represented, women's interests, the target audience, how that audience, as we've just been talking about, is being constructed, how we're positioned. We may very well reject a lot of the sexual content, so we may have an oppositional reading to Cosmopolitan because of the overly sexual content, for example, or we might have Gauntlet's pick and mix response, where we ignore that bit but we look at some of the fashion pages or we look at the recipes. So I think these texts are hugely rich for accessing whole areas of the specification.
Thank you.